Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing two things. Number one, we're going to be breaking down how to get any and all of the new Inferno players for free here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. But number two, we are going to be complaining again because I think 2K deserves me to complain this morning because this Season 4 drop is a huge letdown, specifically this Inferno drop. We can talk about the reward players later, and now those are a letdown as well if you'd like, but this Inferno drop, for a couple different reasons, really is getting on my nerves this morning. With that being said, before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 18,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So I actually put out a tweet last night and I said that the content drop looked too good to be true on the MyTEAM playbook, and that is because my expectations were too high. I thought animations were going to get changed. That is my first complaint, both with the Inferno cards and the Season 4 rewards, honestly, is the complete lack of animation changes, jump shot speed ups, dribble style changes, anything different about these cards. They are still the base animations that they had in September when the game came out, and that simply is not what we're looking for. Plain and simple. It's just not going to get the job done. So that is a letdown. Now, we can break down how to get each of these players. We might as well. Let's do it real quickly. You got 7 days, though. You have until content comes out next Friday to get all of these agendas done for Pink Diamond Tracy McGrady. I would like to point out that 7 days is ridiculous. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to see why. 204 pointers over clutch time offline or online games for Steph Curry. That's a lot. Even on clutch offline and lower difficulty, that's a lot of 4-pointers. Triple doubles, 15 triple doubles over multiple games, and they can't be in challenge games, which means your best bet for this is going to be domination. Again, not super easy at all. That's going to be time consuming. That's basically telling you have to play 15 domination games right there for AK. Multiplayer steals, 150 steals over multiplayer games. Unless you match somebody intentionally and get them to intentionally give you steals, that's going to take a long freaking time as well to accomplish in multiplayer. 200 dunks over multiple games, multiple multiplayer games isn't as bad, but even that is still significantly time consuming. And that's just the top 4. There's more as well. Shooting guard threes, 100 3-pointers with shooting guards in Triple Threat Online. That is, if you made 7 3-pointers a game in Triple Threat Online, say it went perfectly and you won every game making 7 threes with your shooting guards, that is still 10, 13, 14, over 14 perfect Triple Threat Online wins to complete this one agenda. So it's going to take a lot more than 14 games because you're definitely not making 7 threes a game in Triple Threat Online with shooting guards. 156 with point guards over multiple salary cap games. This is probably 15 or 20 salary cap games. Like, I mean, at least this grind is going to be ridiculous. And it would be a little more okay, I think, if two things were true. I would be fine with the grind looking like this if, number one, you had longer than a week to do it, and number two, the cards weren't all mid, but they are. The lower level guys, I guess, are easier to get. Win triple threat offline or online games by 5 points or more for Amethyst Juris Walker. Make 5 3-pointers and shoot 100% from 3 in a game with a player, and that's for Amethyst Brandon Jennings. And then the other Amethysts, hold on, let me look at these last two. 100 rebounds over with centers of multiple games for Amethyst DeAndre, and 5 clutch online wins for Amethyst James Jones. So at least the Amethyst agendas really aren't that hard. But all of these other agendas, the Diamond and Pink Diamond agendas, are going to take so long and are going to be so hard and so time consuming. It's the time consuming more than the hard part about it, to be honest, except for the steals. The steals are just going to be really freaking hard to get unless you are actually able to like match somebody who gives you steals, which would work. You can do that. I would recommend it in Triple Threat Online. Turn your mic on, ask them to feed you some steals, roll the ball to you. That would be really nice. You can give them the win. They can give you a bunch of steals. It's my recommendation, honestly, for that one. But in general, I'm like, I don't know. I'm pretty frustrated by this because I thought this set was going to be something special in one way or another. I thought it was either going to be not that hard to get with the players not having upgraded SIGs and animations, and it wouldn't be that hard to get, though. It'd be something that you could get done in 10 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be a grind, but I didn't expect it to be this big of a grind. This is 40, 50 hours worth of 2K that you probably have to play to complete this if you're trying to do it legitimately. And you have a week. Like, I don't think people with jobs and full-time students and stuff have time to complete this. I certainly will not be completing this, and my full-time job is literally 2K. Like, this pays my bills. 2K is my primary job, and I'm still not going to be completing this. Like, I just don't even... What is the logic behind this? You're giving us a week to complete something that is going to take, like, probably 2 full days of actual legitimate in-game time. This is something that you should be completing over the season, and these players should be a lot better if that's the case, because without upgraded animations and SIGs, they're good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying these cards are bad. Even Steph, he's not bad. AK is very good. T-Mac is very good. Paulo is very good. Even some of the other guys, Clyde Drexler, Tyler Hero, DeAndre Ayton, James Jones, even the budget cards, like, they look interesting. There's a lot of solid cards in this drop, even without the upgraded animations. They're just so hard to get that it's like almost unfeasible to get these cards grindable this week unless you just have absurd amounts of time. Most people simply don't have the time or the willingness to spend this much time in the game for 1 week, and I just don't think the players are good enough if that's how much you have to do. This is not enough time to get these cards. A week is not, it's not going to cut it. Like, I just don't, this is so poorly done. All of these agendas should be slashed in half, at least. Like, this should be 100 4-pointers. This should be 5 triple doubles. This should be 50 steals. This should be 100 dunks. This should be 50 3-pointers. This should be 50 or 75 assists. This should be 50 rebounds. These 3 are fine, but these 3 are the only ones that are fine. The rest of them are twice as hard as they need to be, at least, in my opinion. I don't have a problem with making these agendas somewhat challenging and somewhat time consuming, because even without upgrades, badge and animation wise, or a SIG and animation wise right now on these guys, there's still some of the better cards in the game in these players. Like, this is really good to a certain extent, but when they're this unattainable and this hard to get, it basically just takes this content away from anybody. And that's not to mention the multiplayer steals, multiplayer dunks. These are admittedly the only 2 actual required multiplayer challenges. Oh, and this Clutch Time Online challenge is also a required multiplayer challenge. So there's 3 multiplayer challenges, although this one's pretty easy. That one will just maybe take time if you're not very good at the game, but eventually you'll win 5 games, right? But these multiplayer dunks, multiplayer steals, these are going to be time consuming, long, and then all of the other single player stuff is just going to take a bunch of time as well. Oh, the point guard assists are also in salary cap. That's another multiplayer agenda. There are a lot of reasons why these agendas are not completable for a lot of people, and that is a problem. People are always going to find reasons to complain at times, but this is a valid reason to complain. I don't think I'm complaining for no reason. This could have been executed so much better. That's regardless of complaining about the cards themselves not having those upgraded SIGs and animations. I would be fine with that if this grind wasn't as absurd and if the time limit wasn't as ridiculous. Give us 2 weeks and cut all these agendas in half. That's what they should do, my opinion. And the fact that none of the motor awards have changed animations either is just unbelievable, because I promise y'all nobody is going to be using that Larry Bird or that Paul Pierce or even really Magic. People are going to use Magic some just because of his size, but in general, like, ugh. The free rewards, man, we were so excited, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty mid, man, because nobody's gonna have these cards. They're so hard to get. You only have a week to get them. Nobody's gonna have them. Like, at least the good ones. Nobody's actually gonna complete all 10 of these agendas for T-Mac. Like, I think 5 dudes in the whole community are gonna do that this week, basically. I mean, it might be more than that, but still, this is ridiculous. And, like, come on, 2K, do better. So, there you go. This is how you complete these agendas. Do I recommend doing them? No. If you have absurd amounts of time and want to grind them out, hey, more power to you. For me, it's simply not worth it. This is not what I was looking for from 2K at all. Gotta say, I'm let down so far. I think I'm just gonna do a pack opening to see if I can get some of these players to do some gameplays, though. So, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.